Overload.
Hey there guys, and welcome. It is Niran here, and today it is time for the FIFA 14 show. This is the penultimate FIFA 14 show ever. There will be one, I'm hoping, next week, but it'll be more of a review of the game in general. I'm hoping I can make it on Friday, but if not, if failing that, on either Saturday or Sunday, so I'm going to try and get some career mode footage out on the day that FIFA is released, so on the Friday of my Aston Villa career mode, and maybe a few other things as well. But today there is quite a lot of news, not concerning career mode. I think we're fresh out of news really in terms of career mode. I don't think there's any more news we can squeeze out of Ultimate Team either, so we are left with Pro Clubs, and the Pro Clubs changes that we are going to be seeing are pretty extensive. They're minor changes, not a huge amount that will completely revolutionise the game mode, but nevertheless some changes for the better. Now, first of all, we've got overall pro peaks are lower. So basically what this means is you won't be able to get your pro to a stat that is as high as you could on FIFA 13. So for example, I think you could have a pro that went up to 92 stat on FIFA. Now, I'm assuming that's what this means, and I'm assuming the highest rating you'll be able to get to will be something more like 88 to 90, which, although it doesn't sound like that much, it was quite easy if you played Pro Clubs enough to get your Pro to one heck of a rating, and usually when they got to that rating, they were just completely unplayable. There was a bit of it was weird with Pro Clubs on FIFA 13, because it was one of those where if you were below 85 stat, you didn't really feel as if you were in the 80s. You could still be bossed off the ball by the bots and the CPU, but then if you were above 85, you were completely unplayable. So yeah, that's changed. The any option has been removed from drop-in matches, which is, I don't know, I suppose it's a good thing, combined with another bit of news that I'm going to say in a second, but yeah, there were some of the any players that were just a little bit annoying. Drop-in matches. Right, 5v5 maximum. Now, I suppose with this, the any player, there'd be a lot more pressure on the any player because they'd have to control a lot more players and a lot more bots. So maybe that's why they decided to get rid of it with this 5v5 maximum players option coming in. I don't mind it, to be honest. Quite a lot of some of the pro rank matches, as I still call them, used to be 5v5 anyway, so that's not much of a difference for me. You're not allowed real kits or stadiums anymore. So for example, when you were changing your kit in the lobby just before you choose your positions, you would be able to choose a real kit. That's not an option anymore, so I don't know what kits they're going to be allowed to use, but anyway, within the Pro Clubs hub, you've now got a new stat screen for your pro, sorry, if I can get my words out, including ratings in game, so actual ratings from each game, their form, their overall stats, and their ability to sort by position. After that, we've got a new. Yeah, I'll be putting some screenshots of the Pro Clubs screens and hubs at the moment. They look very nice. Of course, everything on FIFA this year is going for this tile look, a bit like Ultimate Team was last year, a bit like Windows 8. I don't know why I mentioned that, but still, it does look a little bit like that without the colours and whatnot. But anyway, yes, right. Other than that, we've got bots. Now, this is the gameplay sort of thing. Now, bots. I'm hoping they give bots some sort of mind of their own for when you've not got any player in Pro Clubs, because they were utterly useless before. But yeah, this change means that they actually look different, because when you look closely at each individual bot, they look the same. Like, okay, their race might change, their haircut might change, but they actually look the same, pretty much all of them. So that's changing. You can keep your kit number as well throughout whatever games you play. There's a new transfer screen with alerts about new players and other stuff, so I think that's quite cool. I'll be showing screenshots of that as well. You can now recommend your club to friends, and you can search for clubs for specific positions, which allows players to search or attract players based on their position alone. So that's a little bit easier to get into a pro club that might actually need you. Now, other than pro clubs, we've got some other news going down as well, mainly to do with some of the clubs that are going to be included. Now, we all wanted the Ukrainian League, didn't we? Well, I'm afraid to say there is not going to be a Ukrainian League. Obviously, we do know that there is going to be Shakhtar Donetsk, but they have been piled into the rest of the world league / group, which is annoying for me. I'd like to see Dynamo Kiev. I'd like to see also some other European teams in the rest of the world, so like Dynamo Zagreb and some of the other smaller nation teams. But FIFA aren't doing that this year. I'll just read you off the list of rest of the world teams. We've got AEK Athens of Greece, who I read. Someone tell me if this is true, but apparently they're in the 3rd division of Greek football. So how did they get into FIFA is beyond me. I don't know. But anyway, Shakhtar Donetsk, as I mentioned, Galatasaray, which also puts pay to the idea of the Turkish league being in FIFA, Independiente of Argentina, Kaizer Chiefs, and Orlando Pirates. Wait, hang on, Orlando Pirates? That sounds American to me, but no, they must be South African. Kaizer Chiefs are South African as well, obviously. Then we've got Olympiakos and Panathinaikos of Greece, along with PAOK of Greece. Palmeiras, who are a Brazilian team, as you may know, but they're not in the Brazilian league because they're actually in the 2nd division of Brazilian football, so they've just been piled into the rest of the world league even. And then finally, Rangers of course, Scotland. So as I mentioned earlier, this does mean that we won't have the Ukrainian or Turkish fully licensed league. I'm hoping that's something they will put into or implement into FIFA 14, because I do really like those leagues. I think there's a lot of good players in those leagues. But yeah, no word of it this time around, I am afraid to say. Now, some other little bits of news just before I end. Wales. Wales are in FIFA. Thank God. I have no affinity with Wales at all, but I've always found it completely retarded that Wales haven't been in FIFA, and you've had teams like India. Why is the national team of India in? Oh, don't even get me started. But we'll gloss over that. Yes, Wales have finally been included. Now, I saw on Foothead that Pakistan had been included, but then on other websites it doesn't mention them at all. So I think they may have been included, but they may not have been. But if they are, the same question applies to them. Why are Pakistan in FIFA? It's completely beyond me. Maybe they're doing well in their respective areas of the world in terms of qualification for the World Cup. I'm not really up to date with that sort of thing at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Aston Villa have been partnered again. They've renewed their EA partnership. So obviously, if you guys don't know, the partnership basically means you'll have realistic, well, not realistic kits, so they all have realistic kits, but realistic faces and such like for pretty much all of the Aston Villa players. So that's quite cool. I always wondered why Aston Villa had such realistic faces on FIFA 13, but that's the reason why, because they had a partnership. And also, just the end of this, you may know this, I don't know why I did that massive, but anyway, in Ultimate Team you can now have 2 home kits, 2 away kits, and 1 third kit as active, so you can choose them whenever you like. You don't have to alter that in your club before a match, just choose whatever the heck you feel like, and whatever the heck you want. And anyway, I'm hoping you've enjoyed this FIFA 14 show, the penultimate ever FIFA 14 show, as I mentioned at the start. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed, comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much, and of course subscribe if you are new to this vicinity. It has been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. I hope you enjoy yourselves and have a good day. So goodbye. Oh, well, I hit him, but, you know what.